Here, boy. Nope. Wrong. Wrong. Come on now. Amy, what's up? Been good. How are you doing? "39th best mage." I actually looked it up. I'm number 8. Bitch. I think. Unless you looked it up just now. Last season, I got up to like 150th in the world. I'm not kidding, in 2s. Joko, what's up, man? Talk about your use of color lights and the turning of the form into halftones and the further turning into shadow. Are you painting strictly what you see? The use of color in the lights and the turning of form into the halftones and the further turning into the shadows. Are you painting strictly what you see, or yeah, I'll talk about that. I'm trying to get form. When you try to get form, you want definite brush strokes so that your eye blends them when you step back. And those brush strokes are going to have a certain value. They're going to be in a certain place. That's the drawing. The value is how light or dark it's going to be, and then you're going to have the color with it. So you have to think about all those things. And the thickness, right? In the lights, you want the paint thicker. In the darks, you want them to recede a little bit more and for it to be a little bit more blurred out. There's still form in the shadows, but it's going to be a little bit less drawn in, right? It's more atmospheric in the shadows, but you still want to understand the form. Pretty good. Finally got a diagnosis, including the palpitations. No, but 39 is how many are usually online in the whole server. Yeah, that could be true. You're probably right about that. Yeah. Can you take liberties and be expressive with color? Yes. I always try to push it just a little bit, and I'll try to play opposites off each other. Like, I'll push the blues, and then I'll make sure like an orange or something is beside it. Those are opposites, and that makes it a little bit more vibrant looking. Yeah, I now the the value I don't do that as much because that tends to make it look a little bit over modeled or overdone. The values I try to get in relationship to one another. The chroma, you don't want to go overboard with that. Sometimes I might lightly push that, and the same with like the hue of a color. I'll push it a little bit. Oh, Moody. There you go. Yeah, man. The Gears games, those are good games. But like, because I felt better playing with them that time. I'm not good when we have like dots. Like I was playing with a lot before, and the problem is when I sheep, it takes the dots off, so it kind of throws my game. I'm used to sheeping or CCing and then going in like setting up, and we weren't doing that as much. And it's hard when somebody's getting trained and they need to. But these games, he was on his Ellie, and so he was just doing massive damage without really dotting up. And so I was able to CC. It was much more conducive to my gameplay. It was a lot of fun. We really did a good job. We lost one and won 4. We played 5 games. Oh, Moody. Yesterday, I just it looks totally different on screen, but I just went in and tried to correct the drawing. I tried to put definite brush strokes on, tried to understand the form a little bit better. I have to make up a lot with this because of, like the drawing too. It's not a good photograph, and it's not a good angle of the painting, I don't think. And it's also, I mean, the values, it's very compressed on the face. It's washed out. You don't see a lot of form in the face. I kind of have to make it up. I had to do alterations here, obviously, because of my client. And I have to make the color up. Really, I have to make a lot of the form up. So this was a very hard painting. So I'm probably going to try to wrap it up this week, because I could continuously push this, but I don't think that's the wisest course of action. If I'm going to do a painting that's like solid, I should do it with like having him sit or something, right? This is an okay piece. It's very good for the reference. In terms of paintings, it's mediocre, I think. It's lower than what I wanted it to be, but I'm getting calls from him. I have to move on, and I've kind of said, forget it. I mean, I'm just going to get this thing done, because I also have other commissions as well. Get him some to do. Anyway, guys, yeah, I wanted to stream yesterday, and I didn't stream, obviously, because I wanted to fully focus on this. And I think I have enough momentum from yesterday to build upon today to get this done. It's hard to read chat, respond to it, and do this at the same time. Here we go. Right? I can do that with a lot of things, but this is something where when you're trying to push something, you need that full focus, and that's what I have trouble with. The woman at the school I was at, instead, there was more color happening in flesh. The woman at the school I was at insisted there were more colors happening in flesh in the background. Looks happier. Ah, Bear. Q108. What's up, man? How do you decide brushstroke style like Bouguereau versus Sargent? So that's something that you set up beforehand. right? You want to kind of like I'll do, I'll sit and stare at some paintings, Bouguereau Sargent, and I'll try to get a feeling of what I want to do, what I'm feeling like I need to do, something that I'm not going to force myself into doing, right? And sometimes it requires a little bit of both. And it's just how it is, right? It's really just a matter of preference and what you feel you need to do. I've talked about this before, like pay attention to like what you really, like you feel an urge to do. And that also has to do with like what brushes you feel like you're going to paint well with that day. Yesterday, I went back to a little bit larger brushes because I had gone to the smaller brushes to kind of get some of the minor drawing, but then I went over it with larger brushes again just to get some of the form back and solidity. I like sfumato. I do. It's just this painting's not that. My client wouldn't want that, you know. I like things more impressionistic and a little bit more moody. And so another challenge with this one is the sinking in. I worked literally the whole face yesterday so that I could see, except for I did not get to around here. So I'll work on that some today. I really didn't work this side, but I worked all through up in here. And then I'll obviously do the background at some point, but it is so sunken in. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's like I'm used to painting on paintings that are sunken in, but this is like another level. It is this one's very hard for me. And I don't know why this is happening. You mix the in between new and leave the strokes visible. I'm always working on these commissions for them. Did you know about the Art Renewal Center and the jurors getting duped by AI scam and award money to a fraudster? No! Really? That sucks, man. Does the client look anything like him? No. No, he doesn't. All the women students saw more colors. Yeah. So like apparently women have, not all women, but everybody sees color a little bit differently apparently. But women have the ability to see a wider spectrum of colors than men do. They have the ability. I think it's like, it's a very low percentage of women. It's like tetracolor or something, tetravision or tetrasight, where they can see a little bit more colors. In fact, Sheremia in our chat, which she hasn't been around recently, but she is able to, like, she has it but with blues, but she says it's very distracting with her. So like women can see, apparently they have the superior vision in a sense. Notice women paint a lot more smooth and delicate. Woman's powerful brains. I'd wish they use those powerful brains more often. Oh man. No, but they I don't know. You think they paint smoother than men? Maybe. She's like the reverse Lewis. What, Sheremia or Shikari? All right. How are you? My baby. Give him keep on feeding him. It's a juggling day, guys. Juggling day. All right. See, I'm at the point, like, I could kind of call this, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around here and work just, you know what? I'll work the edges, work the ears, the peripheral. Might do a couple touch-ups in the face. It's important to, I'm articulating this for myself as much as for you guys. What would Vermeer do? I don't know. Probably give up because he's weak. He's weak. Weak. Okay. It is raining here pretty hard. It's fun getting him into the building. That was always fun. But guys, I wanted to stream for y'all. I wanted to stream yesterday, but today I said, you know what? I'll try to stream. I'm gonna try to do my best with this. Like I said, this requires a lot of focus for me. Just having to make this up. I always have to make stuff up, it seems. I always have to do alterations, you know, and it's just how it is. Really, this side, do y'all see this? You see here to there. The problem that I'm having, I might leave this, but I could probably bring this side in some, but I'm not sure that I'm going to do that at this point. Vermeer did, yeah, sat in a corner depressed. Oh, regarding sinking in, why not mix your own paints and adjust them so all colors are evenly leveled and consistent? All of this whole thing is sinking in evenly. I don't know. Maybe y'all know. I mean, look, sometimes it sinks in a lot, sometimes it doesn't. I think it has to do with, and I could be wrong, I think it has to do with the humidity and what I'm painting on, but everything's sunken in. Everything is. Misogyny for men? Misogyny? Men are just superior, Shakuri, and you know it. Search your heart. No. In our shop, women buy more green colors than a man. In fact, men very rarely buy green. Is there even no worries. I provided my latest painting to keep the kids entertained. That's how the cookie crumbles. Oh, was that you? Oh yeah, it was you, but for sure. Do women also understand color better because they apply makeup, paint to their own face? Oh, tell us about hierarchy of edges. You're talking about sharps and softs and how to go about them. You want to get the light impression of a face. You want to get the drawing correct. The idea, you want to key up not just the lights and darks and the color and have everything working all at once, but you want to key up the drawing, which includes the edges. So to find a sharp edge, you need to look at the entire face all at once and take in what's going to be sharp, what's going to be soft. And you do that as well through atmospheric perspective within the face, like light and dark. And normally in the shadows, you hear light is form, shadow is atmosphere. But there's form in shadow, there is, and you want to imply that. But normally in the shadows, it's going to be softer, so it has to do with contrast, right? So like, in other words, areas where there's going to be a bone here, and there's hard light, like right here, normally there's going to be a sharp point here. This is a little bit sharper here, but you can also do perspective, right? If you want more focus on the face, you can sharpen this up. And even though when you scan around, you can see sharps around here, you can still soften it up for the effect of the painting. But if you're learning and you want to really just learn accurately how to key up your sharps and softs, I don't recommend being artistic or expressive and trying to, like, I mean, unless it's you're just trying to like bring a viewer's attention up to a certain place, you know, like the face. But for learning, I would just recommend taking the whole shape and keying all the edges up, sharps and softs and everything. That's why it's so important to look at the entire figure all at once. Like most people get honed in, get stuck in here, and they want to develop it because it feels good. And that's not how you do it. That's how you make it look piecemeal and broken up. Does that help? So, yeah. Should every single thing be articulated and sharp in the face, or should there be a focus point on eyes and softer edges around the nose? How do you decide? So for me, I tried it like I go by the whole face, but that doesn't mean the whole thing's gonna be sharp because it's the face. So within this, for example, you're gonna have a softer edge around here. I could accentuate this a little bit right here, like this piece, to kind of make it come out, but it's not going to be as sharp as this piece. This is one of the sharper pieces we have right here, right? We're squinting down, we have this piece that's sharp, this piece that's going to be sharp, and then kind of half sharps are going to be kind of up and around here. This is going to be sharper right here just because of the contrast. I could soften that some. It would be nice to actually have a variation of softs and sharps, but on a finer level. You want to make it interesting to look at, and it has to make sense. So a sharp edge essentially it has to do with the contrast of the shadow and the light, like how contrasty it is and how sharp of an angle it is. If you have, for example, on the flesh slowly curves, and so you're going to have softer lines and softer shadows because it's fleshy, it's curving slower. But when you have breaking points, when the planes are at a sharper angle and turn sharper, you're going to have the sharper edges, unless there's like a little bit of hair there, right? And what an example with that would be on an arm or something. Like you could have a dark background and then light going across right here. I know my sleeve's up, but you can imagine if my forearm here, but there's some hair on the top. So like especially around like this midpoint, I can't point, but it's going to be softer because of the hair. So it has to do with several different things. Lane, what's up? Thank you. I appreciate it. Lost edges, you can do that. Like I could do that probably in here. You know, just squinting down. Like I could do that here, definitely in here, the chin. Like you know, I could you know, you can do that, and that's totally fine to do. It's totally fine. For me, I'm modifying this for what I think my client wants. That is something I probably could get away with him. So that's one of the things y'all have to keep in mind. This really isn't art for me, right? This is me doing what a client wants. But there's still technical aspects involved, and we can relate it to art, right? So, but like say I'm working on a multi-figurative scene, you can use all those tools. That's one of the beauties of being a painter. You can use like essentially peripheral vision, right? You can make the figures on the side kind of fade in, fade out, not just with shadow or whatever, but you can kind of soften the edges a little bit so they don't stand out as much to lead the viewer's eye where you want them to go. That's a choice you can make. That goes into kind of the artistic decisions, right? That's why it's important to know the language. It's not a bad thing not being artistic for a period of time when you're learning this stuff, because you're learning the language so you can be artistic better later on. Being artistic, I think, in the beginning where you're making alterations to express yourself when you don't know how to do the technical aspects of something, I think that can hold you up more in the beginning. Even though you can make the argument that it's good to know how to do that and you're learning, I still think it slows you down a little bit more in the long term. Juha, is that who I think it is? Client does an average Caravaggio enthusiast. Is that Lati? Is that Lati? Is Lan? Is that you, Lati? I'm gonna head out. I have okay, Hammy. You take care, all right? Shakuri, too many choices. Yeah. You just, the way to look at that is every painting. Lati, everybody was asking where you were, and I was concerned because I didn't know if you were going to make the transition from Twitch to YouTube. I'm glad you found us. Good. This is good. Come here. There you go, boy. Got it? Yeah. Eat. All right, guys. Let's get this going. I do have to get some painting done. Joker, those are good questions. You aren't using ChatGPT, are you? Because some of them are very well worded. It's okay if you are, if you're interested in that stuff. So I'm going to go in lightly, obviously. Try to remember where I painted yesterday. Gosh, even this, I just painted that. All right, and that gets darker. It's sinking in even from yesterday. It's unbelievable. All right, I'm going to do what I said about this here. Let's maybe try to get a little bit of form up in here. Just a little bit. Just got to go very lightly. I still hate the chat so much. Yeah, I know. Your point is very Caravaggio. So just tell the client that his lucky old Moody got jiggy with it. All the more reason to paint him the right way. Guys, I tell you, this is cray cray. All right, we got this. So Lottie, yeah, Jeff is around. He hasn't been here. I mean, he comes in. I don't know where he is right now. Crockett, what's up? We need his bans blocked, marked inactive, deactivated, warning, threatened, etc. Yeah, we need her messing with Juha. Does big screen TV impact your choice or canvas size? Do you paint life size? I try to paint as life size as I can. Sometimes it has to be smaller. I'm not ignoring you, Lati. Classic. I'm a victim. Classic. We've missed you, Lati. Everybody was wondering where Lati was, the Cafe Lati. So like right here, for example, I can do a combination of sauce and sharps just to kind of mix it up in the this area. Oh, Coquette, I think Miz is doing a history of pre-mating. I think he was writing it out. Earlier on, he says he's on page 2 and he had just started. I think Sloan and Gun Club were on his case about it or something. It might have been, yeah, it was Sloan, I think. Anyway, so some good things are in the works. Very nerdy. So we'll see how that goes. It's funny stuff, really funny stuff. Your dad trying to escape. So sometimes in trying to get the drawing, we tighten it up too much, and that can be a problem. You're not using ChatGPT, good, but I take that as because they're very good questions. And actually, one of my friends was doing it too. I hate painting tiny too, Shakuri. It's better to paint large, in my opinion. He's probably nerding somewhere. He's probably looking at porn, like he does. He does that pretty much 20 hours out of the day, I think. That's what everybody thinks. He's always dehydrated. Tyrannica had a site about it, but I feel like big paintings aren't as practical. It depends on if they're going in public, right? It depends on what it's used for, like anything else. I mean, the boss, how many times I have to tell you, you are not the boss. I'm sorry, but you are not. Oh, YouTube, I am not the boss anymore, Lati. More's the pity. 1 second. Let me see what I can do here. Crockett. What about me? And she has the mod tool. I gave you like the ultra mod, both of y'all the ultra mod powers. So. It's always a test. See if she's going to use it for evil. Well, she does. What is it? I think she banned. Poor Jeff has gone through a lot from some of the women in the community. Right? He kind of deserves some of it too. I have to say. It's funny stuff, man. I'll give them power and see what they do with it, and then they destroy Jeff with it. Poor guy. He's like one of my biggest supporters too, and that's the things he gets. It's pretty funny. That's too much. What am I doing? But like he soldiers through. Some stream ago you mentioned. See, that's the thing. I need somebody reading this stuff. If I could, most other artists, I think, have people reading. Just give me a second here. I want to finish this transition. Okay. Some stream ago, you mentioned that you prefer painting on hard boards. How is that better for you? Easier to move and manipulate the paint? No, I actually prefer the surface of canvas, like the thick canvas, better. I really do. The reason why I paint on boards is because it lasts longer. You can seal the boards. This is birchwood. You need hard boards. You don't want to paint on, say, pine wood, because pine wood is soft, and over time that means it's going to move and crack. Birchwood panels are solid, and if you seal them with gesso, especially oil ground, then they're going to last, because there's not going to be as much movement. So oil paint over time becomes more brittle. And in canvas, you have expansion and contraction of the actual material, because it's absorbing moisture from the room over time, even if it's air conditioned or well kept, good, but you're still going to have that, and so it absorbs moisture. It's going to expand, dries out, it contracts, and over time too, the canvas wears out. And but that expansion and contraction is moving oil paint that's becoming more brittle. That's what causes cracking. So you're going to have that less on these boards. And also, some years ago, I had a incident where an easel buckled. It was a tripod. It was on a slicker floor. I thought it was secured, and the easel went through my painting. And so I switched to wood, because at least the wood panel will crush the easel, not the other way around. Here, boy. So it's going to last longer. You're not going to have that warping. But I actually don't like the smooth surface for it. Don't like that. I don't like the smooth surface. So, and Gingy, I see you there. Scroll here. Lottie, everybody knows you're a girl. You said you're a girl. I think you led with that. What's more offensive, non-objective modern art, or quiche hack boring ideas and concepts coming out of the Art Renewal Center? I think the former. I think. At least the latter, I don't know. I don't know. Crockett, it's in Gingy. Look on next. Yeah, and Gingy will hop on a little bit, say he's going to play, and then he logs off, and then we never see him for like a couple months in Gingy. No, he's not the new Juha. Well, I don't think. Hetero string or keeping me from Lewis. You hate canvas surface. If you don't gesso the hell out of it, it's uneven. Have you tried portrait linen? I don't like this. Anyway, yeah. Okay. Let's get to this. Honestly, at this point, I might be overdoing that. This needs some work down there. See, I actually want some brush stroke in it now. That's what I want. My boy. My boy. Lot. We were literally wondering where you were. Jaco, would you ever consider collaborating with your fellow artists trained by the same school, like on a mural? Sure, definitely. That would be fun. Assuming I have enough time, yes, that would be great. Don't attack. Don't attack. Lottie. Well, he sounds like him. I'm going to get him. You like it smooth like my skin. That's great. Oh, women are funny creatures. Sheet. What do you make of the backgrounds of the animal diorama set? The natural history. I don't know those. I'd have to see pictures. I've never been before. Never been to New York. You're Lottie. It is Lottie. That's Lottie. Trying to get away with. Oh, I'm not. I'm Lan. Can't deceive me. Whoopsies. The Big Apple is overrated. Well, I was actually looking it up on Google Maps the other day because I was like, no, I've never been there before. So I was just looking at it. And I thought it was, I mean, the skyscrapers, just how many? I was like, dude. So, you know, I've seen it in movies, obviously. Never been there. He has. He lived in Albany, but not. I don't know this stuff. Going for the light brush, which I might. Let's see this one. Lighter brush. Whoops, sorry. Is that too bright? No, that's actually good. That's what I want. Oh, that's fine. Something. Do any of your peers create anything that offends your taste? What would bug you most about an image, its content, or its execution technique, craftsmanship? I'm not somebody who's really offended by a lot of stuff. I look at like, but okay. So to answer the question, like, what don't I like it as much? At this point, probably technique. But also, I guess no, that's not true. If somebody, I don't like pieces that are meant to cheap shot or aggravate in a manner, very negative pieces of work for it's like, you know, bashing things or whatever, you know, the low hanging fruit bullshit, like trying to create, um, you know, they're trying to be intellectual, but they're just regurgitating bullshit. Um, like there's a bunch of like art, frankly, that's like up in the building that's like bashing our own country and like, the flag and stuff, and that stuff pisses me off. I don't like that. I don't like seeing that. I don't think you should do that. But they can do that. But yeah, that's stuff I don't like. And to top it off, the technique sucks. So, because I look at like, these people, they're trying to be, all, there's a lot of intellectualism in art, which is why I make fun of them in my videos. Like, I have the character with the long hair and stuff. He's being an asshole about things, because I've met a lot of people like that. And I think they're so smart and they're just idiots. Because they use big words or talk, pause with right intonations, and their work sucks. So, but my peers, in terms of them creating it, I haven't really seen many, I haven't seen really anybody doing stuff that I really dislike of my friends. Not really. We got this awesome reference. Should paint basically Siegfried forging the sword, nothing out of during this. I don't know how to say that. Such a badass shot, but I can probably not do it justice. Should try. Can a clumsy attempt at a painting of a beautiful lady be better than a technically brilliant rendered hardcore? Maybe. I don't know. That's a good question. The way that I look at it is if somebody's like, it depends on what stage they're at. If somebody's trying to learn, I respect that painting more than somebody who is just lazy, who just wants to take the easy way out. They didn't put the time in the technique, and then they have a giant explanation of why the painting's good beside it, and it's some intellectual nonsense. So I respect the person, and even if their painting is technically better than the students, I respect the students more because of the direction in which they're going and the effort they're putting in. It has a lot to do with that for me. That's why in our Discord we have a lot of people in there. I keep on telling people you have potential, because most everybody in there, I like the direction, and the fact that they're posting shows initiative, and that is a good thing. And so you take people where they're at and you respect that. Like, that's what I like, is seeing people try to improve and do better. That's why I do this. Saw a piece was abandoning duct tape to a canvas sold for millions. What? It's just, there's always something up there, like, they'll have the American flag burning or something, and some statement of how everybody's racist on it. I'm tired of that. Like, really tired of it. They need to go out and live in a different country and see how it's like for the rest of the world. Because I think they take, the country for granted when I don't like that. And I think it's so negative that I don't even like talking about it, because I don't like handing people snakes. I really don't. It's negative. It's like people don't need an added negative. This is a negative outlook. It's bullshit. And they're hailed as these, they're getting props for it, which is also bullshit. So it's ugly art. It's just ugly. What the fridge? Wagner, not big in America. Wagner? Maybe I am just distracted. QFX. But I do not know what you were talking about, my boy. Anyway. But there's a lot of good art, too. There we go. See, I'm just put that sharpness in just a little bit. That might be a little bit too sharp, but this is what I'm talking about. And that's for you, Joko. See, I'm just accentuating little things, but you got to do it in terms of the whole, right? We need more actual works of art. Yeah, beautiful. It's supposed to be, look, if you have the ability to make something beautiful, that can help a lot of people. I don't care if you're trying to make a statement or this or that. Like, if you're a negative factor, it's not doing anybody a favor. It's the easiest thing to be is negative. And another thing is, I really believe that laziness in art as painters has been reasoned out. Like they reason, or rather reason into it, saying, "Oh, well, this is my expression of a, you know, whatever." But it's just ugly. It's, you know, they say, "Oh, well, you just don't get it. It's supposed to be, you know, the this is my statement on humanity and this and that. How we're all like, you know, some bullshit." But it's just they didn't take the time to learn the language of art, and it seems more selfish. Instead of actually trying to help people, they're just trying to make a statement to make themselves feel better. And in their defense, a lot of the teachers in art schools, and I can speak from experience with this, promote this type of stuff. So, you know, the students are being taught by teachers who just, not everybody, there's some good teachers out there. So don't get me wrong, but I mean, dude, I mean, going through art school with me, it's just like, some of the teachers were just pieces of work themselves. They shouldn't have been teaching students. You know, one of them tried to get me to not do this type of work. They said, you don't need it. It's going to hold you back. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. Well, you know, technically I could do what they want me to do better now because I know the language with this stuff, but I choose not to. You know, I don't want to waste my life doing something that I really have no respect for. This is that chin. Yeah, Shakur. But the beauty about art is most of the time it lasts, and so they're recognized later on. Um, I think you should agree that Vulpers have no business in polite Vulpera. Gnomes, really, Coquette. You and I will disagree with that. Do you ever address that that content by painting a commentary on their stuff like Rockwell did with Pollock? Would you paint patriotic, etc. Painting? So if I was doing the stuff that I want to do right now, if I had a little bit more time on my hands, I would be probably doing more. I don't know about. It wouldn't be anti-patriotic, but I might be doing more scenes of like classical Greece or something like that. Like I would like to do mythology scenes, and I would like to do scenes of like from the Bible, because I think those have solidity to them, and it's very wholesome, including a portrait of him. That's what I want. That's honestly the first thing I want to do. Right? High five, boy. Yeah, boy. So that type of stuff. And on the more nerdy side, the game I always talk about, I love to do some fan artwork of like just nerdy stuff. So I like very creative things. I'm not trying to be all stiff, this and that. Like I want to do a array of things, but I want multi-figurative work and this and that. Like on a larger scale, that's what I would want to be doing. And I will do that. I will be doing that at some point. Let me get him some food. That's the type of stuff I like. I like nerdy stuff because it draws you away from the seriousness of everything. And then you have, obviously, you know, you want something to be wholesome and good, right? People are drawn to that stuff. I can make a statement. I can make some shocking statement and try to put myself up, you know, for it. I could do that, but this is a stupid thing to do. Why would I want to do that? I think it's selfish. A lot of these painters doing that type of work. It's stupid. If you have to like cop out like that, it's kind of indicative of, you know, your lack of substance, in my opinion. So choice of brushes for portrait painting. For me, and I'm biased because I was taught with this, is hog hair bristle brushes, Winsor & Newton, Behr, Q108. There's a lot of actual works of art, but they don't get attention. Read that. Bananas taped to canvas. Yeah. Speaking of snakes, what if people just paint well executed, softly lit close-ups of organs of generation? Wait, speaking of snakes, what if people just paint well executed, softly lit close-up organs of generation? Organs of Generation. I don't know what that is. If you sign up to the school for 3 years, you can learn how to create a true Picasso masterpiece. Only $20K a year. Are you talking about the Florence Academy? Is that how much it costs now? What are your thoughts about Banksy? Is he the kind you mean? I don't know Banksy. I like Raphael's stuff. Yeah, me too. Stiff ain't always bad. Sold for 120,000, then resold for 6 million. Damn, Gina. The sausage. Oh, really? Oh, I gave him? Did he eat the banana? Did y'all see him eat this? Here, do you want to listen to this? Here, let me put this in your ear. It's music. Music. Hold.
And pearl.
Pearl. Got it. Okay. Here, boy. So he didn't throw it. Did he throw it? Felt like that was fast. Here. There you go, baby. Okay. Lati! Lati, I gave you mods, so that means you have to keep on coming to the streams. I thought we had lost you. I said, we have lost the Lati. This is not good. Where's Lati? Banksy? I don't know a lot of things. I live under a rock. I really do. Samson and Delilah, Joseph escaping Potiphar's wife, Judith slaying Holofernes, Adam and Eve. Those are all wonderful topics. I recently saw a commercial where the actor who played Thor in Avengers grabbed the banana off the canvas and ate it. See, I don't know what y'all are talking about, but I'm assuming it's like one of the works of art that's just like bullshit. Yeah. All right, let me fix this chin up some. We gotta get this chin back. I gotta get the chin back. Give me a second here. Guys, I know there's chat. I'm just trying to also balance this out some. It's a lot. It really is a lot. It's a very good conversation today. I just need to make sure I also get enough of this painting in. I got an idea. Just have to bring that cloth up some. There's an add-on that reached chat. Let's see. Recently saw a commercial. Saw that. It's probably some add-on which reads chat so you can answer while painting. Yeah, probably. That I obviously do not have. I do need to find something. I had Coquette one time read things off. I'm not sure if I'm equipped to do that right now. Banksy is my favorite artist. I don't think he would call himself that though. Banksy is landscape painter, Lati. What if people paint nicely done close up of naughty parts? I don't know. I don't know, man. What if you process? What is your process for All the Lights of Kanye West? By the way, hello, my buddy. What's your process for finding propositioning models for figure drawing? It's funny you should ask. Craigslist at the moment because I'm desperate, but once I find a model, I spread the word, say if any of your friends want a model, so it's word of mouth, and I do this with people who are in the class as well. So I try to be as personal as I can, and at this point, I am making sure that I talk to them on the phone because I swear Craigslist is full of bots. There's one chick, for example, today, she was texting saying, you can model. I called, she didn't answer. She said she was at work. Fine. Call me later. Can we not text? I said, it's either bots or people who just say no. So I'm going to make sure. So I need to, I'm going to talk on the phone. So just try to be as social. And I put flyers up everywhere, but that hasn't gotten anybody. So, Lewis, you attract on these live streams the weirdest people I know sometimes. No offense, but not a compliment either. Well, you're here and you're mod. Okay. Joko, what would happen if grave students infiltrated universities and college and taught true method? The world would be a better place, I think, and the price for this type of art would probably, or rather I was going to say the tuition would go down, but I don't know about that because there's a lot that goes on with that. It would be a good thing, I think. The world would be a better place. It would fix all the world's problems. We wouldn't have hunger anymore. It'd be great. Thinking of donating my cookie paint to Aldi grocery store to designate the cookie area. You get free cookies for life. There's something in it for you. What do you call people who paint on the street at night? Nightscapers. how's last week's model? She did excellent. Excellent. Absolutely excellent, and we're having her back. She was fun. She could take jokes, and she did a great job modeling. Very just absolutely tremendous job. So I was extremely pleased with her. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, so I had to go through a couple people to get there, but I have one good model now. And this chick said she'd call me back today. So we'll see if that works. And if not, that's okay, because I'm not going to waste my time anymore trying to find, I'm not going to get duped with this stuff, because I'm pretty sure that, I don't know why, but I think there are a lot of people who are either just doing pranks or whatever. They're using Craigslist, and it's just like bots. I don't know the benefit. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know what's going on there. There's something going on. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's some way of scamming you at some point in that process, because I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I got one. Don't dare call me the W word woman. I keep the freakiness at a limit. That's my job. Graffiti artist? Are you talking about Lati? What are you doing? Lati, how are your studies going? Keep that there. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Kind of blends in. It does a little blendage action. I don't know it in English, but it's a crime. The crime of painting on people's walls. Oh, graffiti. Graffiti, yeah. He's basically a criminal, yes, but I like. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So it's graffiti. Lati, you're funny. This is why we missed you. We missed you, Lati. You. You give him his Clementine. You have an exam tomorrow? Yeah. Aside from entertaining us, you are studying. I'm here and I haven't finished yet. Studying? You haven't studied? You gotta do that, man. I can use his coat. You know, I might actually get into that today. I don't know. What time is it? It is 2:50. Got it?
Thank you.
You're welcome here. Eat, boy. It's 11 p.m. It's my fault. You should be an artist. You are an artist. Here. You're welcome, baby. Joko, have you seen Paul Ingrepson's work? No, I haven't. How many models on your list do you need to keep it filled? I'll check them out, man, here. In fact, let me screenshot that and I'll check them out. So I currently have 3. Shit. Sorry. There we go. I have 3 models right now. Which is one more. Like, so I got this chick, and then I had 2 models modeling, but one of them got another job, so her schedule, like, I need to let her know well in advance, so she can still make it. But you know, it's like, what happens if one of them can't at this point? She's not as free, so I needed. Now I'm trying to schedule a couple weeks out. Replenish yourself, me boy. Me boy. I'm not, art don't pay no bills, Lewis. Unfortunately, if you don't do it, it doesn't. Shoreditch in London, Bainski Origins is one of the shittiest areas. Not that the rest is much better. What do you make of the Boston School from way back, or any other American painter movement or group before painting was destroyed? I like that stuff. I mean, I like all those, you know, I liked it. You know, it was good. I mean, I love things that kind of like idealize, even some things that are stylized. I like that. And they back in the day, they had a lot of people trying to draw people to America, so they made the landscapes look the way they did. But it's very beautiful, like the sense of light that they had, and just the scenes. Love that type of work. Okay, this isn't quite working. Let's work on that. That's what I wanted to do before I went to him. Then I said I was going to work on the edges today, so this is part of that. It's right here. And I'll go over the ear one more time. And let's go over this part and give it a little bit of form. I started doing that yesterday some. And then I stopped around that point. Paying the bills is for the weak. But when you got one, they don't want to come every week, or do you want to switch it up? I don't mind drawing the same model if it's a good model. It's not as much switching. I just get whoever I can. I just try to fill the class. And it's not that they don't want to come every week. It's just they might have something on their schedule where they can't. It's just kind of how it is right now. Can you tell us how painting was destroyed and how illustrations kept it alive underground, and how it survived once it was kicked out of the universities in the 60s? I'm probably not the authority on this. I can give you my perspective of it. I mean, I don't know. Give me a second with that one. I've noticed a lot of young ladies on YouTube claim to never have done art, and they talk about how they quit jobs to go full-time art pronounce. Artistes, I'm sure that can happen. A lot of them are very savvy at the business. It requires a business mind. Unfortunately, I don't have that type of mind. Can it be learned? Yes, I think it can. My personality is, I'm better if somebody says do this and I just go through and I can get it done. Like if you write A, B, C, D down, I'll figure out a way to get it done. And with this, but like with making money in terms of, like, I do make money, but I'm not good at like advertising. That's something like you constantly keep up with. I feel like that it's always shifting, you know, like I don't know. I'm just not built like that. I don't like making, like, I should make a mailing list, but I don't want to because I feel like it bugs the shit out of people. I don't even have the channel monetized because I don't know why. I could get into it more, but right now I'm just like, okay, I just need to make solid pieces of work. And I try to bring y'all in with it so you can see this side of it, right? You can see a little bit more close up. Hear me talking about my arena rating stuff, which is, I know y'all want to hear about that. This, going back there. But yeah, Joker, your question, that's like a really in-depth question, but essentially I think what it boils down to is the progression of art. And I think there was a movement back in the day by people who personally, I think they were very off-put by the academic. It was a movement. I think some people were genuinely into it. I think other people used it as an excuse for mediocre work because there was such competition at the academies. It was very difficult to do a lot of that work. It's very high competition. So you're presented with an opportunity to do mediocre work, but get the accolades of somebody who is, you know, has trained their whole life and this and that, and done the hard work. It appeals to the lower side of being human. In my opinion, that's what happened, a lot of it, because the work just went downhill. So, like, technically, it went downhill. It was just ugly. There was confusion that was brought into it. If you look at like you've always had pillars and principles that society has maintained, and it's oftentimes represented through its art. I feel like in the 19th or the 20th century, a lot of that, especially the early to mid, is just people kind of started looking to themselves more than to, I don't know. They just, I look at that work and I see a lot of confusion. I look and I say these people don't know what they're doing. They don't have a direction, and it's intellectual bullshit. That's what I always saw with it. I don't know. That's me, right? But it's a lot of these young ones. You mentioned your channel, YouTube might recommend videos. If you monetize your channel, yeah. So I had it monetized, and then it got like AdSense or something. Like, I don't know if it bugged out or what, but it's, I can set it back up. I can set it back up. The problem I'm having right now is that I am kind of a shadow of a painter right now, and a shadow of my business, just because I'm so split on time. Like, I come in here, I have to get this work done, and it's all I can do. And the business aspect of it is falling behind because of it. Before I was able to focus on that and everything else, but now I don't have time to even get this done. And so it sounds like a lame excuse, but that's the truth. I don't have enough time to get this stuff done. But yeah, you're right. I should probably go through and monetize it again. But it doesn't even bring in that much money. Here's another thing. The other part of it is I don't like having ads up for people to watch. I'd rather them just like watch the content. You could get ad blockers too, though. I mean, I guess. Do you load your brush up with paint, or do you pick up small amounts of paint and put it down in a particular place? Do you blend and mix on the canvas, or do you let strokes and leave it? Both. To both those questions, both, and that's a very good question. I think in general, every 100 years or so, young people revolt against stuff. That's a good point. Yeah, there was like a revolt, and I think a lot of it, I mean, I could get deep into it. I just don't want to get too deep with you guys with some things. First the painting, then the glad. Yeah, exactly, QFX. I watched a movie about Pollock, and some people were really praising his work, but I just don't get it. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's some people who genuinely like that stuff, and they genuinely find something in it. But me personally, I believe it's all bullshit. I'm just a simple person like this, and maybe I'm wrong. But I kind of feel like a lot of these movements happen because people can't do what's hard, right? It appeals to people's lazy side. It appeals to an easy way. Okay, I'll feed you. Here, hold your hand out. Here. You got it? Don't drop it. There you go. That's what I think. I think a lot of people could not do technically what needed to be done, and they revolted with it. And they come up with these ideas that sound appealing, but they don't have a benefit to humanity aside from demonstrating why technique is good. Like this, not this in particular, but like in showing how bad things can get, then you start appreciating the good things, right? That's one of the benefits. Like we see how bad people can do some work. Again, I'm not here to offend people who like that stuff. I might not understand it, but that's my gut instinct, is that a lot of those movements were started by people who just couldn't get the job done. That's what I think. Could I be wrong? Now, there might be some genuine people in there, but it doesn't change the fact that I think a lot of that work just sucks so bad. I don't mind, like, pointillism, fine, cool, but if it's being used against the academic, now, you could argue academic work, oh, it's not artistic, this and that, but I never saw it as not artistic. That goes back to, like, if you're going to be an artist, you need to sometimes not be artistic in the beginning. A lot of people, I've heard a lot of people, and they don't understand that. And there's difference between not understanding it and then not agreeing with them. You can understand it and not agree. But there are a lot of people who just simply don't understand. They don't get it. But they think they do, and then they say this bullshit. Kind of like I kept on hearing people talking about like site size, how, oh, I don't do site size because it doesn't teach how to do form. Those are two separate things. I was always taught form in tandem with site size. Well, you're talking about people who don't understand. They don't understand it. So, Queldar, what's up, man? There's no accounting for taste. That shows some art style to be recognizable, so it sells like Picasso. Yeah, and money's involved too. There is. Do you like Impressionists? I do like some of the Impressionists, but what I think too is that in art, you're trying to get the impression anyway. Like a lot of the times you can still get the impression, but make it high quality. A lot of these people, it's like, yeah, they in my opinion, oftentimes like a lot of those Impressionists got an impression less than actual painter who knows how to tighten things up. But yeah, I like some of those things I like. But I think if I put myself in their shoes and did that type of work my whole life, I would feel like I wasted my life. Right? I'd feel like I wasted my life with that. Like they can do that stuff. I don't those are good. You could do quick sketches. Like Sargent had a lot of studies out there, but he could tighten a painting up if he wanted to. He could do it, and he did. You know, it's beautiful work. You know, could you have figured out the method on your own? No, I couldn't. There are people who can. Jeff is one of them. I think tagging is one of them. I can't do what they do. You know what? I can't say that. I didn't have the methods we have today. Like there wasn't the social media and YouTube and all that stuff back when I was studying. But I don't think I could. When you were in school, did you notice any cultishness or cliques? Could you have left earlier or stayed longer? I should have stayed longer. It's a good thing I didn't leave earlier. I don't think it would have been smart to leave earlier. Cliques, there's always going to be some cliques. Cultiness, you always had some people sucking up to the higher ups, and I hate that, but it wasn't to that great of a degree, at least from what I saw at the school, but maybe I didn't see everything. I tried to stay away from that as much as I could, you know. What is taste and how does one develop it? How was it developed in Florence School? I mean, taste is what you prefer, and you develop it just through experience and what you're introduced to and your own common sense, what you are inclined to. I guess it shifts as it goes. My taste has changed over time, as my opinions have. Jeffrey, my dear boy, Lottie's here. She's on LAN. Sexy man, academic spectrum is way more than what people believe it is. Even some students of Jerome in the 19th century applied loaded brush strokes in their work. Fame sells better than good paintings, just how it is. Where's the comedic relief of the episode? Where is Bobos? Oh, he hasn't been on in a while. Stayed for 10. He'll be back though at some point. Stayed for 10 years. Should have went for 15. I was there for 6 total. I should have been there for probably 8 at least. Mancini was accepted by academics. He was part of the Verism, Fantin Latour and his own movement. The whole symbolism, foreign impressionists. Delacroix, even in the 18th century. Juha is in art school, though. Oh no, more nerd. What is this? Jeffrey is here. Lati. It's not working. Fix this up. Guys, I'm trying. I'm doing my best. But so I think one of the things that's really done a huge job in bringing back the art, Joko, are these schools like the Florence Academy, just people starting them up again, and people like myself going about and slowly, I guess, evangelizing, if you want to say, showing it people it can be done. I think that's my opinion. So, yeah. It's a bunch of stuff, man. And I think it's that pendulum swinging. I think people got tired of it. There's also, if y'all look up, okay. I do not want to get this political, but I'm not going to get this political, but I want you to look up the 45 goals. Type this in, 45 goals of communism, and go and find what they want to do, what they wanted to do with the art scene. Okay? Do that. Just look it up. You'll find they talk about art sells and promoting ugliness. Okay? And this is back in the 50s and 60s. This is history. All right? I'm not going to get this. We're not going political here. But this is very relevant to what y'all are talking about. So type in 45 goals of communism, specifically for America. Type that up and see what comes up with the art. We're talking about art. All right? And then I have a point to make off that, because I think most artists forget something. What is it, you might ask? I will tell you, peasants. I will tell you. I will tell you. I have my thoughts on this. I have my theories, my plans, my designs. I have it all. You piss me off. You are ungrateful. Oh, reading books. Jeffrey, my dear boy, there's nothing special in that. It's just grateful, immature, stupid nerd. Lati, my teacher, paints abstract and surrealist things, conceptual art, and that stuff. You think I'm going to agree with what they teach me? There we go. That's a little bit better. It's so obvious you are Lati. It is so obvious you are Lati. Tell us about your experience with finally getting it, or the first time you got a breakthrough. Was the first drawing an immediate improvement over your previous unschooled drawing and painting? Was your first drawing an immediate improvement upon your previous unschooled drawing? That's a very good question. I never thought about that. But Joker, I want you specifically to look up the 45 goals and find where it says what it says about art. And I'll answer that question, but I want you to look that up. It's very important. I don't care. Didn't know he actually did finally get it. Already knew it. Glad you do. Oh, the 45 goals? Is that what you're talking about? You already know that? Okay. It essentially was trying to promote ugliness, push confusion upon people. In art, you have the ability to sway people. So like you have movies, for example. That's a form of art, right? Theater. And you can sway opinion based through entertainment, and doing paintings is a way of doing that. If you want to make somebody look ridiculous, for example, you can subtly make them look like an idiot in paint. Or you can tell historical scenes by making beautiful, moving pieces and inspire people. You have the ability as an artist to sway people in a like I said, a wholesome way or a not so wholesome way. It's an amazing ability. And so that movement was used partially, especially back in the 60s. That confusion was moved to push confusion upon people. If you want to go by what those points, the 45 goals of communism were, they used that. And I'm not saying there weren't people in there who were genuine in their endeavor and they actually liked it and they found value in it. I'm not saying that. You have those people, but that was one of the tools they used, is that confusion, promote confusion so that people turn to something else. They're not going to find their faith in, they're not going to put themselves to God. They're going to put themselves to something else. You're not inspiring people to be great. You're inspiring mediocrity. You're debasing people. And you can do that through art, right? You can do that through art. It's not just about how beautiful you can paint or this or that, or oh, the subject. Like, it's a great responsibility, really. It has a lot of potential. This is a good thing, right? It's a good thing. So that's how I look at paintings. That's why I want to do good paintings, wholesome stuff, not just like, you can't do it for yourself. You have to think of people. It helps because then it's going to look, I think if you do it for yourself, it's going to come out subpar. That's what, and I might be wrong. Could be wrong. Might be wrong. I think, but but it requires a lot of discipline. And didn't know he actually did finally get it. Shut up, man. I'll answer that question, Joker. This is, bro, Lewis, your painting sank in a lot. It has so many layers. No shit, man. But Jeff, it did this from the very beginning. Remember, I was like, do you remember in the beginning? It was like day 3. I was like, dude, this is so sunken in. Bro's stressed today. No, I got the burn. I just missed it because I was talking. But my first academic drawing probably was more proportionate, but it was because teachers were helping me and they were saying this is wrong, this is wrong. So they were like, I was going through and doing what they said. The drawings that I did in high school were more polished and they looked cooler at first. When I started doing academic drawing, I broke everything down and I kind of lost some of the ability to polish because I was like overthinking everything, which is how I get worse before I get better. But then once everything kind of like started tying in, I started picking up. That was year 2. The first year was very difficult. Second year was, the whole time was very difficult. Second year, though, I started showing an improvement, but I was extremely discouraged up until the end of that second year. And then the third year is when I started painting. That year was a nightmare. Until the end of that year, I started kind of getting it a little bit. And then the fourth year, I took off. And then I left. That's why I should have stayed 2 more years. Give me a second. Joko, you are full of good questions, my friend. Time is it? It is. I'm just giving him his yogurt. 3:15. If I give this to him now, I'll wait just a little bit. Wait for the yogurt. Then we give it to him. Perfect. What? High five, boy. Ready? High five. Gotcha.
Come on.
My baby. How are you?
Good.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Doing good? You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Okay, boy.
Going.
Funny man. He's belted down. Have to do it. Okay. Back. I want to see your academic work. Don't bust your ass. He has those cinder blocks there, so we can't. Problem is, I can't move that. Well, I can move the chair. I just have to reset it back up. I'll show you at some point, Shakuri. Probably the code of glue failed. It really sinks that much. No, it's the glue didn't fail. It really sinks that much since the beginning. Yeah. You ever see yourself teaching art school at an art school? Not unless the Florence Academy had me back. But I also don't want to live over there again. Away from, my family and stuff. I mean, unless like down the road. I don't know. That's the awesome old goat. Long time since I've seen him. Yeah. Yeah, in a series serious manner, though, not drawing huge black sausages at the Florence Academy. Siri, stop. So there's a lot of debasement accidentally coming out of this movement. Do you exclude or kick out students who are obviously morally bankrupt? No, no. I'm not for that, man. You don't want to start purging people like that unless they're like hurting people. I wouldn't do that. No. Be waiting patiently, yearningly. Yearning. Do you ever yearn? No. I want to, you know. No, you want to, it's just good to educate people, right? And art can educate. You can educate people, you can push people in a certain direction. You know, you can influence people in a certain direction. And that's why I like painting, right? I want to show this work can be done. And I think it's very important. But yeah, I wouldn't start kicking people out unless they're being like disruptive. That's different. But if it's because they're not like Christian or if they're not this or that, no, you don't kick people out for that. That's not good to do. And that's not something that would draw people into that method of thinking anyway. That's something very off-putting. If people start acting that way, that's never a good thing, in my opinion. You know, let's tell the story of the first time someone bought one of your paintings. Well, I was 3, and they said, "You are a prodigy." I said, "I know." And they asked if I wanted to sell it for $1 million, and obviously that was too low of a price. I told them I was 3, so I worked with them, did business. We got it sold for 5 times the amount that he asked for. It was a caricature of Dr. Seuss. I remember it very clearly. The first time I sold a painting, when was it? I bought it back because it was one of my favorite pieces. It was the Virgin Mary that I painted at the school, and one of my friends at the school really liked it. He bought it for hardly anything. And then the head of the ARC came, visited the school, said he wanted it. I said it was already sold. And years later, I bought it back for 3 times the cost. That was it. I heard Lewis was very interested in the females. Wait, what were we talking about? One assume he only came for them. Oh, what, at the academy? He doesn't know what one is anymore. A female? I haven't seen a female in years and ages. Oh yeah, Lewis popped out of his mom with exploded. Is the word exploded out of the womb with a Bugaro copy in his hand and sold it to the doc. The doc. Yeah. But no, it was the ARC, the guy at the ARC. What was it? Richard. What was his name? Anyway, he actually wanted the painting, and I had already sold it, which I'm kind of glad it worked out that way because I couldn't buy it back from him. And I didn't want to get rid of it in the first place, but when it's your first sale, you're blinded. You're like, oh my gosh. At least I was. I said, it's a sale. I was sale blind. Dad's saying, what the hell? I don't know if y'all can hear him in the back. So it worked out. It worked out, but I wouldn't have. If I was going back, I wouldn't have gotten rid of it to begin with. But now I have it at my my place, which is nice. made a Caravaggio ended a man's life, so you can be a bad man and a good artist. True. This is true. This is true. You can. You absolutely can. Oh, Lewis Norris. Yeah, Lewis Norris jokes. Lewis doesn't do push-ups. He does push-downs. Lewis came out of the womb kicking and punching. Jonas, what's up, man? All right. That's so distracting me. Yeah, you definitely can. I'm not saying. Look. There are a lot of good people who are awful painters. Okay. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think you have. I think you can go far if you, with certain type of work. That's what. Let's put it that way. With certain type of work, I think you can go far. I think when you start, doing stuff that's kind of, I don't know. I think I made myself clear. When you're doing things that are just for shock value and this and that, it's cheapening the work. I think you're holding yourself back. I think people have more potential than that. Right? That makes sense, right? That makes, and look, there's exceptions to everything. But I think overall, that's the rule of thumb. My boy. Doing great, Jonas. Thank you, man. My parents didn't come to my birthday. Really? Why not? Joko, ARC is accidentally. Oh yeah, corrupted. How is this possible? Compromised, corrupted. Are you talking about the AI? So what happened with that? Right? What happened there? So you mentioned something like that in the beginning. So there was some. Did they? It was like AI that won the award or something, or like what's going on? And it's good these things happen. They have to happen for people to kind of, it's kind of how it goes, right? I mean, it's how people learn, and you develop measures against it. Let's get a little bit of form up in there. That's something like that. Take that. Let's keep it simple. Would be surprised if it wasn't corrupted. Yeah. Corruption's always around the corner. That's going to come out more than I have it. Corruption's always around the corner. The winner this year was an AI image, but they didn't know that, right? They just got duped. But so with that type of stuff, let me ask you all a question, and maybe I should know this. I should. But with that type of stuff, aren't they supposed to see it in person? Or are they just taking in online images? Because the problem is that those online images could be heavily doctored, even if they're not AI. Jake Don't Draw made a video about it. Are the judges boomers? I haven't celebrated like half of my birthday, so technically I'm 30 years younger. So dumb, man. Why is my brush going through this? That's weird. Huh. Jake Don't Draw. You talked about bad painters say more are just the paintings awful, or are the artists themselves unpleasant or unkind people or narcissists? Can great artists be evil? Yeah. You can have great artists who are evil. You can have horrible artists who are good. I'm talking about painters specifically. I mean, you might have people who aren't necessarily like gifted or talented, but they're trying their best to be good. They're putting in the work. That's good. I commend that. You have people who have the skill, they just don't put the effort in. That I don't like. You have people who, I mean, it's a wide range of people, right? You have people who are actively doing shit work because it's for whatever purpose, that I don't like. It's a wide range of people. It's not just like, it's varying degrees and shades of it, I guess. Haven't celebrated my birthday ever. Nearly as old as Lewis, then. Does that make my age 0? Aren't the best artists narcissists? I don't know. In human years, I feel like I'm 27. You really think like people can have gifts or be talented? 100%, man. I think you have a gift. I think you're talented. I do. Do you not? Lati, you are a baby girl. A woman entered Midjourney, generated pre-Raphaelites clones, and described grisaille progressions and glazes. Wrong process for effect. Wrong process for effect. Describes grisaille progression and glazes. Isn't the famous RH name was artist? What are you talking about? Okay. This back. As I am trying to keep up with everything and get this done, which is, not going to lie, a challenge. Maybe she should have used more growing. The painting is not required in person unless it's chosen. Oh, so what happened then? Did they pay out? I don't know, man. It's like, if we compare painters of the 19th century, most of them painted way better than people now, but like a lot of them, because they believed it was like a language. I feel like I have to work my way harder than some other artists to get better. It's probably true. And I'm not talking about the best of the best. So why do you think that was, Jeffrey, my dear boy? Keep on hitting this. Why do you think that was? Look, when I say, okay, let me clarify. When I say somebody has a gift or talent, that does not mean that that's what carries them along all the time. Everything requires hard work. I'm not saying that just automatically dismisses hard work and like study and environment. You can have somebody who's gifted all day long, but if they don't have the tools and the environment, if they don't have the drive, their work's not going to be good. I've seen a lot of talented people do nothing with it. I think talent and potential, those are requirements, but I do believe that people have gifts and certain inclinations, but it's always to be worked at. That's just how life works. It's not like you automatically just have it. They work in tandem with each other, right? And like Shakuri is saying, she has to work harder. Maybe she's not as gifted as other people, but she can go further than people who are gifted if she works harder. That's what I think, within reason. Yeah, Lewis had the same problem. ARC disappeared the image, did not acknowledge mea culpa. Okay, got it. I think they had the right mindset about that as a set of tools. 100%, Jeff. But they could have the right mind. Here's the other side of it. You can have all the tools in the mindset, But if you don't have the gift or the capability of doing it, you're not going to go anywhere with it. Right? These people had the ability to do it. They had, a gift to whatever degree people have gifts. And then they cultivate those gifts, right? You can have a gift and not develop it. You might be gifted at something you don't even know, right? Now, we know you're not gifted at painting. We know you're not gifted at talking or thinking in general, but I'm sure there's something out there, Jeff, that you're gifted at. I'm sure, okay? We've had long discussions in chat, mainly private texts with people that are concerned for your well-being. So I have a lot of knowledge on this topic. Burn, bitch. That's one brush. All right, so why don't you just suck on that? I'm ready for the fight. That is art. There's a person, they work very good, but you don't know what they did to achieve. Wait, I think is like you meet a person and they work very good, but you don't know what they did to achieve that level. Yeah, that's true. I think a lot of people, look, hard work. You got to work. There's 1,000 average painters behind one master, paintings behind one. Yeah, exactly. I don't believe talent, only hard work. I don't believe in talent, only hard work. And what is really success, price tag? I don't think so. Bear Q 108. You're saying talent only gets you so far, but without learning, you're stuck? Yeah, I think that. We talk about him before on Twitch, that German guy, one of the most evil people in the world. Who? Yes, I agree, Louis. Thank you, Lottie. The language of painting was almost lost. His work was not that bad. You're going to get Louis banned, Juha. No, he's not. No, he's not. He didn't get accepted. Oh, yeah. Is that why? Is that why he didn't? You think so? Is that what happened? Okay. That ear does not look good. I need to work on this song. So y'all don't think talent has anything to do with it? It's just hard work? What do y'all think? I mean, just because you have talent doesn't mean that that's all there is. It's not a bad thing. Haven't y'all met somebody who's just naturally gifted at something, like in sports? Haven't you met somebody who's like really good at basketball or football, as you Europeans say? They just get it automatically. They have like the build for it. They have the spring in their step, like automatically. Their mind works that way. They absorb these lessons quicker. You might have to work harder for it. They have more talent. Have you ever met somebody like that? When the boogeyman goes to sleep every night, he checks his closet for... He did get accepted, so he joined the army. Louis doesn't leave messages. He leaves warning. The chief export of pain, Louis's pain. Wait, the chief export of Louis's pain. I like this. Keep them coming. I like that. He says he likes them too. I was going with this. This is what I was going for. I need to work on this ear song. It's pretty funny, actually. I don't know, guys. I think there's such thing as talent and potential. Why not? Just because somebody had to work for it doesn't mean that they don't have talent or potential. Right? I don't care if I'm gifted or not, to be honest. There was too much frustration to deal in a way, to be honest. I think it's a variety of things that make you good or at something. I agree with that. And it's fine that you don't care about it. You don't need to care about it. It is what it is, you know? You caring about whether or not you have talent is not going to make you have talent or not have talent. Those are two separate things, my dear boy. Two separate things. Two separate things. I've just met so many people who are like, they're just so solid. I say that they have a real talent. They have a real gift. I can see it. And I've seen people use it and become great. I've seen people waste it and just waste away with it. And that I hate. I've seen that. It's happened with a couple friends of mine, in fact. Me no likey. It's like, Jeff, obviously he has a brain, but he just doesn't use it. That pisses me off sometimes. But, we just have to be patient with them. Gotta be patient. Have to be patient with Jeffrey, our dear boy Jeffrey. Poor Juha. Counted infinity twice. Lewis counted infinity twice. Is finishing in Florence Academy in 5 years instead of 6 gifted? Shut up! You could finish it in 3. I don't know. Y'all are looking. You know what? I'm just smarter than you. Okay. You're gonna leave it there. If your family was more creative, I would be better too. I might have something to do with it. My family is not that creative, but my mom she is creative. She's still here. I don't know why I said was. There are dog whisperers and people are intuitive. Some people have accurate aim from early on. See young boys throwing things and hitting targets on purpose. Kids playing drums, piano, violin. There you go. Joko has it right. There's zero creativity in my family. Chikuri. But you seem like a creative person. And to be honest, like any student at Lime Academy can draw better than me, and a lot of them are my age. I think is more of the thing having the right tools. Well, Jeff, you're right, but okay. You're right. If you went though, you might be better than those people. You ever think of that? You're not in that environment, right? You're saying just because you don't have these tools, then that's. I'm not saying that talent replaces that. I'm saying it helps. I'm saying there is such thing as talent. There is such thing as potential. Everybody has their limits. And I think I mean, that's like you got to push yourself with this stuff. So yeah, don't read too much into it. You listen, Jeff, I think you have a lot of potential. I think you have a lot of talent. I've always told you, you need to get in the right place. I try to provide what I can here, but an academy is always better. The Lime Academy is ideal for you. And if you have somebody at the Lime Academy going over there, they might be less talented than you and be doing better because they have those tools and they have the art, the models and whatever there. You're right. Okay? But if you're put in that position, you might be doing better. You might do better than them because of your talent and potential. I wouldn't, and this is separate, I wouldn't compare yourself to other people like that. I never did. I compare myself with myself. I try to say, these are my weaknesses, these are my strengths. I like what this guy's doing, I like what that guy's doing, but I don't let that stuff get to me. I don't. Never did. That's a separate matter. You have potential and talent. That's what I'm saying. This is a compliment to you. You're wrong and not as smart as me. That's as simple as that. Yeah, Jordan Sickle. Is Graves or others at the school better teachers than actual artists themselves? Natural instructors are real. Daniel Graves is one of the best teachers. He's like his paintings, like in terms of art, his paintings are very good in that sphere. I don't think they're as good as obviously other painters. However, he's on the upper end of being one of the better teachers, like because of his wisdom and just the fact that he's taught for so long, and he knows when to push people. He knows when to encourage people. He knows how to encourage people, and he gives excellent critiques on top of that. He's one of the best teachers. And I'm not like, guys, I have nothing to gain by saying that. I am all the way over here in America, cut off from the whole scene. And I'm telling you right now, firsthand experience, he is one of the best teachers that's out there right now. Better at teaching painting than they are at actually painting. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. See, he's only 15, so how do you expect him to have? If kids do early on that stuff, okay. If kids do good early on, that stuff is usually pushed by the parents, though. Yeah, it depends on the parent, right? They might not want them going to art, but I never went. So at the eyes of the people, I'm going to be less talented as them only because people. Jeff, I have a lot to say to you, and one of those things is I think you're I don't like your method of thinking right now because I can tell I think you're a little hopeless in your train of thought. Like the money, and this is limitless. Isn't that a scholarship or loan you can get? Not in my country. Is there? See, Jeff, the problem is you don't listen. I know there's impediments, but there are people who have done worse or who have gone through much worse, and they make it possible. You need it. This is going to sound cliche, but you have got to get rid of that attitude of yours. Scholarships in 19th century, Baca Flor was the last academic. If you're not going to go to the Lime Academy, you need to figure out how to get trained and how to learn. And you have a lot of resources at your disposal, but you're focusing on these negatives and you're living by them. No, don't think I'm saying it's something bad. I'm all right with it. So you can learn the method principles by following instructions in many Atelier channels. This knowledge is free. Know you are negative. Be positive. You are negative. So that's what I'm saying, Joko. Good, Jeff. That's good. Self-esteem and persistence gets you anywhere, but even Maradona had to kick a ball a million times and deal with the managers despite being God in the. Oh yeah, that guy. Successful people. He was Argentinian, right? Or Brazil. That was Brazil. He was from Brazil, I think. Artist despite talent. All right, but for chair, I'll see ya. Don't be dead inside. Let's fix your attitude, kid. I'm just saying superficially, I'm not as talented as a person that studied at Lyme. You don't no. You're wrong. I've talked about this already. You're wrong. Hell, I'm saying it's a product of my efforts on internet. True. Look, Jeff. I'm going to focus on the painting. I'm not getting anywhere with the talent speech. I'm not either not communicating it properly or people's brains aren't picking it up properly. But either way, I am done with it. The mighty Lewis must get this painting done. There we go. Okay. Argentina. Okay, got it. Who do you follow and are interested in watching their next painting? Was there a teacher at school you admire and was curious to see what they did next? That would be Joachim Eriksson, and he doesn't paint anymore. I love Romero Sanchez. I love Daniela Astana, who's one of my good friends, and her work. Do y'all know her? Daniela? I've mentioned her before. Shakuri, I believe that's exactly what I believe. See, I'm one of these people who, if you constantly say you can't do it, even if you can, you're not going to be able to. That's what I think. Why? Because I fell into that trap of just being so negative for so long. You do that as a painter, and it really hurt me big time. Like, big time. That's why I'm so adamantly against it. So people can say, oh, it's wishful thinking. It's, whatever. I'm a realist. All right. See where that gets you. Why do you have the letter C that's so stupid? There is already K and S. Isn't that enough? Hard. Why do you have the letter C? I don't know what y'all are talking about. Ear. Keep on saying the ear. You work on the ear. Don't stop believing. You have to. You got to keep going with that stuff, man. I don't know why. This is the thing. Jeff, I actually think very highly of Jeff. But he lets his hardships, I've told him this, he lets them get to him too much. Thinks they're insurmountable, and I don't believe that. I don't think it's healthy. You got to get pissed off in those situations and figure out a way around it or an alternative or something. And he kind of is. That's the thing. I just don't think he notices that. He comes here and he learns here, but he hasn't given up. But to say that he can't do this or that is, he's very capable. I think that he would surprise himself with this if he just got out of his own head. But I understand the frustration. I do, because that's the thing, is that being an artist is very discouraging. It can be very hard. My dad encouraged me a lot when I was, and my mom did too. I was going through a hard time, and you need to have people encouraging you. That's my new English. I will delete every C out there. He's one negative talented nerd. He is. He's very talented. Oh. It's so dumb. Why not just write the G? If someone else was hired secretly to do the same job as you and it was revealed that they did a better job than you and you could see that for yourself when revealed and you admitted it, it's so dumb. Why not just write the G? What would their painting have that yours does not currently show? Oh, geez, it could be a lot of things, man. It could be everything except it's just painted better. It could be more form. It could be is built up more. It could be a nicer atmospheric effect. It could be more life in the work. I mean, it could be a litany of things. I mean, anything. For crying out loud. I mean, this painting is, in my opinion, it's a mediocre painting. It's not like the best painting out there. It's not. A lot of people could do this way better than me. A lot. You know? So, I mean, I'm not going to fool myself into thinking. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to just like, I'm content with, I'm not content with it. I always try to make it better, but yeah, there's a lot of improvement. You know, there's a lot to improve upon with this, a whole lot. A lot of things. Those are good questions, man. I don't know how you come up with this stuff. And to be honest with you, a lot of this stuff I could do myself if I give myself a little bit more time. But I'm not going to. Structure of the ear could be better, way better. Oh. So these don't tell them though. Joko, and then and then you had a chance to do one second. Let me try to fix this because I'm having a hard time with this right now. Damn. So bad. Sometimes, man. Give me a second. I'll get to the chat. Give me a second here. I just need to fix this ear. I'll tell you what the mistake that I was making. Give me a second. Almost. I'll get to chat in a second, guys. Sorry.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay. All right. Let me catch up. It's 4 o'clock. Let me give Dad his yogurt, and I will catch up. Sorry. Need to repaint that ear. So, obviously, I was looking at the picture and not getting the form correct, so I just used mine, and then it's kind of a hybrid between mine and the footer. Where's this? Here it is. All right. Here we go, baby.
And then
Here. Are you hungry?
I think
Here. Come here. Here. You ready? Want to hold this? Spoon? Got the spoon? Got that? There you go. Good man. What I'm going to do is I'll do a drawing stream soon too, where I'm just drawing. Here we go, baby. Okay, guys. Sorry. Let me, let's see. I am behind. All right. You get a chance to do another version. How would you answer their better initial painting with the second improved version, color, lighting, effects? I would study the painting, what they did, and then I would go into contemplation, think about how I could paint that, if I can achieve that, what it took to achieve that, and then I would try to do better than that. And it might take some practice. Okay, in fact, that's a great way of improving. Okay, I'm not frustrated in terms of comparisons. I didn't say it discourages me. Talent is not the same as potential. You know, my problems are more because of external problems like money. You know, I'm eager to learn more and more. I know you're doing great, man. Joko Blink, in other words, how do you know what that you are heading in the right direction? Because I have a solid foundational knowledge of painting and a lot of experience in looking at painting. So I can recognize a good technique when I see it. I can recognize when I have made a mistake. And that's what you want to get to the point. That's why studying and training is very hard. You need to develop a strong basic knowledge and foundation. So just like you can look at some works of art and you can see if it's good or bad, but when you look at the works, find what you like in a painting, what you dislike in a painting. You might like one thing, not like another thing, and then figure out what that is. It requires a lot of discernment. These are great questions. Trying to define as precise as possible. Fails miserably. Oh yeah, draw your new model. Wait, negative Nelly's. I must have hit something. Do you have a version in your mind's eye? Normally I have a version. Let me. So, okay, I'm not sure about that. Do you have a version in your mind's eye, or are you naturally making? Can I do it better? Okay, QFX. Can I do it better? Note: I didn't go to the Florence Academy for 15 years and like someone. Joko, another thing with heading in the right direction, like I'm doing this work right now, and notice I'm repainting the ear. And I'm also, like, I've repainted the face several times. I'm getting practice. I have an idea of how I want it to look. But either way, I'm doing the work to get there. I'm trying to do it. And I'm not going to achieve everything that I want. Some things I'll like, some things I won't like. It's a matter of just, you know, you have to constantly acting. You have to act. You have to go forward. You have to put things into motion. That's how I look at it. Action. You have to do action. Do you have a precise version in the mind's eye? I try to. That's one of the main things, is having a goal, clarity of thought, and a direction. Like, this is where I want to, this is what I want. Yeah. So you want to have like an idea of what you want to do, and then you want to plan the steps out. So y'all don't see it, but I do a lot of, like, I'll be looking through books and a lot of contemplation behind the scenes of how I want the painting to be. I'll just sit there and think. Great question. Or are you just naturally making the image better in reference to itself and other image reference? I do that too, both. So you use all the tools, right? Use everything at your disposal. Negative Nelly's, damn right, Smooth Carrier. I'm so smooth. Like a bald 80-year-old woman. Not sure I'd grab onto that. The wrinkles... The wrinkles give a lot of grip. Oh, gosh. Since you are inventing and interpreting, how do you know when it's done, when it's due? Critique it for us. Okay. Tell us how you are improving on its purpose. Tell us what you did just then. I'm assuming it was the ear. So the ear, the form in the ear wasn't correct. And so I used my anatomy to redraw it. This is very hard for me to see because it's so sunken in. So it looks flat to me. When I oil it out, I see more brushwork. Currently, this right here doesn't look like there's any form. It looks like there's no form for me in the forehead. On screen, it looks different. And on screen is not how it looked yesterday when I was actually painting it. Painting, it looked like the colors looked better than this. Like, I don't know. I can't, like, everything's different. There's too many variables with this, but it's very sunken in. It looks very flat, and over modeled, but I don't think it's over modeled. I think that's the sinking in part. I could have done a better job in constructing this area right here, specifically this. I can still do it if I want. I would have liked to have pushed blues a little bit more blue in certain areas. I did keep them kind of grayed out. There is warms and cools, but I've lost control of the color, I think, a little bit. The drawing in here is very subpar. It might work. I don't know. I can't see what I've done. Everything's sunken in. Even the stuff that I've worked on today is starting to sink in for me. It's the problem. I'm trying to make it look good from back here, though. This is hard. This one's a very hard one because I have no solid reference and this thing's sinking in. That's why I just need to get it done. Once I put the background in and this the coat, then we're going to be in good place. In fact, you know what I might do? Because I have this old man here and I have about 30 more minutes to paint. I'm going to paint that coat in as quickly as I can. I'm going to get that in, maybe paint the background in on top of that. That's what I think I'll do. Actually, no, I can paint the coat in and I'll bring the background in later, but at least I'll get the jacket in. That's what we're going to do. Reason being, I can use a lot of the folds there. Are you done with that?
Yeah.
You are? Okay. Take that shit. Trying to define as fails as precise as possible. Draw. Oh yeah, draw your new model. Did you know? Is that gray in the jaw that is next to ear sink in? Because it looks kind of light. Gray in the jaw next to the ear. You're talking about this right here? It looks very sunken in. But there is a piece that kind of comes out. That part looks kind of flat. Form doesn't turn and that much. Yeah, this does look too smooth. I agree. That area. Color harmony and hues look beautiful. Thanks, man. I mean, it's okay. Like, I could have done better with that. This does look. I lost some of the form there. QFX, yeah, long stream. Yeah. Largest painting made, number of figures. If you ever abandoned large paintings you spent more than 80 hours on, no. And do you paint over entirely new paintings over it? I would if I did. Ever burned a painting? No. Largest painting was the Immaculate Conception. It was, I think, 12 angels around the Virgin Mary. It was 4 by 6 feet. Excuse me. Okay, guys, I have got to start moving quickly on this. I'm going to, since he's here, let's try to do this. I'm going to move the camera out some. This all. Let me fix that because Jeff's right about that, and that was bothering me before actually. But I wasn't sure if I should touch it because I'm not sure if it's the sinking in or not, to be honest with you. But the drawing could be better, so I'll just start there. So give me a second here. I need to get this going. This might be too dark. Yes. That's going to be the lighter brush. This one. That's not it. Go with this. What does the term sinking in even mean? It means that the oil is being absorbed into the the painting so much that you can't see the actual paint. It looks like it's very chalky. It's very chalky. It's mucho chalky. Okay, I'm gonna go to the coat at this point. That I don't want to overdo because I'll keep on working it if I need to. This is rotate our right side of the cheek. Fat pads that rotate in our right side, the cheek and the jaw are going into the shadow, have beautiful form. That is my favorite part. Our right side, this side right here. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Was this sinking? The oil sinks into the canvas, paint on the dry and dull. That's a very good way of putting it, Shikari. Just tested. Now it's looking much better. Oh, good. Can your mirror fix your rating though? Shut up. My rating's okay. I said okay. Okay. All right. I could keep on working on the face, and I need to work that ear. I know. I'm going to keep the background the way I am, the way it is right now, so I can still work. But I'm going to paint the coat in since I have Dad here. We're going to try to do that in 30 minutes. Baby, look at you eating shit. Yeah, you did. Got this all over yourself here. Let me see that. I got you, baby. You okay here? Let's see that. Oh, baby. Come here. I got you, baby. You okay? Come here. Got you, baby. Relax. Let go. I'm your friend. Give it. Nope. 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 There we go. Sometimes the attacks, you got to be ready. Baby. This type of painting, it's a lot, isn't it? I kind of lost a little form up there. I'll fix that. I just need to. But let's get to the coat, and then I'll come back to that. See what I'm talking about? This thing. Don't like that. I can fix that. I needed to bring that down, but I need to work the light in some. But damn, it's sunken in. All right, so I'm going to switch the camera up. Dad is eating everything, which is good. Babe. Okay. Camera. Let me get this. Use camera just for a second, guys. Get the one, you can see more of the painting now. 1 second. There we go. Okay. We're gonna lose this camera just for a second. Yes. Goes back some, but he can't. I don't want him to grab this. Oh. Okay. Stop. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Now, what? Just a little bit long here. You got something here. Sorry, got to do it. I think we got it. Strong man. Okay. Shadows here. This is not going to work. It's moving. It's okay. Get the gist of it. Oh, this is what I need to do.
When somebody's
Yeah. Right. There we go. That's what I want. there you go. Look at that. Now we can use this. It comes like that, actually. Sorry, that was my fault. You okay? Here, let me see. Let me see. Where's it hurt? Where's it hurt? You okay? You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Tough man. I rolled his finger into the corner. Okay. Should be something to go off of, right? That doesn't look like. Pull something up. And is this? Let me increase the. Mario, come stai, amico mio? Let me do something. Edit. And then. Dropping in to say hi, looking good. I'm doing good, man. I hope you are too. Yeah, now's the time when people start playing, but we already hit our goal. Let me increase the light. This does nothing. Done. Cancel. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. You made the model more symmetrical and handsome. Yeah, I did. This guy is a weird mix of Beethoven, Liszt, and Chopin. I saw a Russian album of Beethoven on the internet with the creepiest cartoon of him on the cover. All right. Woo. Guys, I mean, I'm gonna play with gears. I try to play with them. I hope so. I like playing with them. Like an old raisin. What lead white are you using? Currently, I'm using the Rublev. It works solid for when I really like the texture, and also I would be using the my white from Michael Harding's, but it's a bad tube. It's like there's chunks in it, and I've used too much to return it, so I kind of screwed up. Great news! I sold a portrait. Nice, man. Was able to buy some lead white because I'm still kind of cautious about breathing that shit. Good. Well, you need a mask for it, right? You need to have a mask, and not just like a small mask. You need to have like actual like filter, like to play with. Yeah, I'd like to play with 2.6K. Yeah, I mean, well then play. You're always talking about it. Okay, let's get this going. Coming down like this. Comes down like that. Dude, you should definitely be playing, honestly. If I'm not on, you should be playing. Keep those shadow edges very blurry. I'm putting this on very thin. Yes, I put some oil down. There we go. Can we tell a difference here? Y'all can tell kind of a difference, right? Now there's a reason I'm putting on this thin. Right now, I'll thicken it up, but I want to put it on thin so I can put the light down and bring the light up, and then I'll put the darks down to accentuate it again. So that way I'll build the paint up while keeping it nice and controlled. So I'm using some walnut oil. This is just like black, ultramarine blue, some cobalt blue just to get it to dry, but not that much. You can't even tell. And some alizarin crimson. Permanent, but probably not so permanent. Ooh, but for cheer your back. Old Moody looking very spiffy and polished. I'm back. Lead white's just nice and thick. I have some Asian bro who might want to play WoW, but they don't have servers on their own. So always bad latency. It's nice and like it's opaque. It's very thick, so it gives you the ability to have a solid contrast and you can push the opacity and have it look transparent because of it as well. So so incredibly sunken in. My baby. Mm. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see any of this. Let me catch up really quick. Looking very spiffy. I have some Asian bro. Better. Do you do things like turning upside down? Yes. Or take a picture of it and look at it in the screen word and notice things you might want to change. The picture thing, not as much because the camera changes so many things that it's not. But I do, like, it's not. I wouldn't do that. But I'm sure there's benefits to it. I do the thing where I turn it upside down, or I'll rest my eyes, or I'll oftentimes bring it like over back here by the easel, like down there is very a clean way of looking at it. It takes the reflection out. I can actually see what needs to get done. Yeah, I look at it in different places. I do not take pictures because the camera alters it too much, and I might say, "Ooh, that needs to change," when it doesn't. So I do want to try it someday, but not soon. It's expensive here. The lead white, yeah. Type of brush is that? This is a the hog hair bristle, probably like a 12 or something. It's relatively thick. Looks a little bit smaller, like when I hold it up on camera, but it's a solid brush. Flat. I think this is flat, though it looks like this one's actually a filbert. This one might be a filbert, but I think it's both of them are filberts. It's hard to tell because they're like 20 years old. Good, like again. Buffer chair. I thought it was one of those rounded puffy ones look like a woman's makeup. QFX, the good thing about Shuffle is you can actually play with people who are really good. I've never played with anyone really good, which sucked. Old Moody is not only a member of Hair Club for Men, he's also a client. Seriously, Lewis, you did a heck of a job considering the minimum info. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's a brush. Where can I find that? I think, I don't know. It's Winsor and Newton. You can find it. I don't know, Lottie, where you would find it, but we get, like, I get my brushes from like Dick Blick or Jerry's Artorama website. They have some solid stuff. So. Mess that up. Baby, baby. Um, it's not me skipping shoulder day. Yeah, the shoulder's nice. I need to see this. Yeah, it's pretty big. Maybe I bring the shoulders in just a little bit. The coat is pretty damn big. You are correct. You are correct. And when you're correct, you're correct. Okay. Let's bring it in some there. There you go. That's where the shoulder's going to be. And bring this one in. And then what I can do is simply cut it off. There you go. Cut it off. That will cut that off, and then I'll cut that off with the with the background, sorry. I can bring the background down into that. That's better. This one goes like this, down to this side goes over. That, right? Now it goes straight down. Straight. That's going to come out more. Comes out more. Chops off there. Okay. So I can cut this off with the background, cut that in some with the background. That'll shorten the shoulders because you're right. And then that drawing, I need to bring the background in there. Let me fix this. Right, that goes here, coming down, and then the shoulders start. That's where it cuts off there, cuts off. Okay, so I need to bring this. I'm going to draw this actually with the dark. 1, 2, and that cuts off like that. That's it. That looks better. And then that goes down. That's going to cut there, but this is actually going to go up some, which I'll do with this brush. Okay, sorry guys. I'm like, I need to have a chat reader on days like this. Most of the time I do okay, I'd say, but today it's got a lot of stuff going on. Boom. Something like that. You gotta get taxes done. Taxes. Silversmith, though, yeah, you're right. This should be wide, but I made it too wide. And it looked dumb. Okay, I got to just text. All right, but for chair, I'll see ya. He was the one charged to move the money with his bare hands. Poor man. No, any hacks so I can quadruple my tax returns? Funny thing, my exam tomorrow is about taxes. We just studied it. We don't have them though, so I never done them. So I never done them before. Never done them before. Lewis, will you be signing it in front or back? On the front, on his forehead. Love the way, Alman. Hey, buddy. Love the way the dark halftones emerge on his collar from the dark values of the coat. Oh, good. I'm glad y'all can see that. You can see that, right? Dark halftones emerge from this. Thanks, man. Oh, on the collar. Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I can be your chat reader, but I barely know English here in Taco Bell. So this, I don't know if y'all can tell, but so this is what, you know what? I'll fix it. I was going to say it's sunken in, and all I have to do is kind of oil it out, so I'll oil it out some. Just a little bit. And when I oil this out, that darkens up, and then I can also blur that edge into it. That actually worked. So there, that fixed it. There. Now that works. Now it's, I know it's connected. Connected. Hey. Give me a second. Let me, it's hard to see. This is going to be so sunken in, so I have to get this painting done of the coat. And I don't have a lot of time. I should have done this tomorrow. I'm kind of an idiot, but that's okay. I know I'm blocking this, but just bear with me here. I know I'm probably blocking this, guys. I'm sorry. Just bear with me. One of the reasons why I'm blocking is because the reflection, and I have to turn to this angle to see what I'm doing. Y'all can just look at how beautifully I painted the face. The face. Putting some folds in and stuff, just making it look kind of pretty, but I have to turn to the side at certain angles to see what I'm doing. So now, like I said, I'm going in with the dark. I'm just putting it right back in. Just slowly building it up. Again. So I started very light at first, intentionally. Poor dad. I need to get him up. See, guys, I'm always on the timer, right? And I've really pushed it with him today. You know, without him, I wouldn't be doing this. It's all thanks to him. It is. It's all him. Hey, baby. Give me a second. Let me check something on. Baby, he says. Baby, baby. Let me catch up on chat. Sorry. All over the place here. Let me. Sorry, I'm really behind. I can be your chat. That's the last thing I said. Last thing I read. The color form is beautiful. I agree. Just sink it out. Seep the oil out of the panel with artistic brain power. Shakari. Read so you can learn. Look at Lewis. He can barely read. Lottie, we've missed you. This is the stuff I really have. I've spent many a restless night saying, Lottie, where's Lottie? The collar looks nice, comfy, and warm for a cold winter day like the one we're having here in Illinois. Yeah, y'all have it bad up there, man. Y'all have snow and everything. We don't have snow. It's cold here, though. And it's raining, but it's not freezing. Real men use their fists to read. Real men use their dicks to read. That's what Jeff wanted to say. On that topic, do you have a lot of material in Spanish? I mean, on art in general. Jeffrey does. Alman, apropos widths, I have some width problems on my Beethoven cast I am doing in charcoal, so I can relate there. Yeah. Good, you're doing cast work. That's good to hear. Obviously, painting in Spanish is actually a thing, Curry. I can only paint in one language so far. Oh, come on, I mean books on things, on the internet, on the interweb. I paint in sign language. That's so stupid. Casacones is a Spanish style of painting. That's what kids call it these days. Having a lot of material, huh? Type of. You all are going to get me timed out by the boss. Even not me. Poems, politics, paintings, etc. Jeff has it all. The old goat, the real smooth cheeks in here. What a bunch of nerds. I read old ass manuscripts for painting of the 17th century that are so ugly to read. That's right. If my dad hadn't been there for me, I would never have gone on to college. I would be working at Walmart or something. Yeah. It's good to have a good dad. The Dutch used to have some of the best artists. Now we're just cheap. We don't really have classical art schools anymore. Ooh, Shakur's Dutch. I didn't even see the real men use their sausage to read comment. I think that's what he said. He bleeped it out, but knowing Jeff, that's what he said. And yeah. My parents like to drive up to buy the fries every now and then with Frinkendellen. Say something in Deutsch. Ik hou van worst. Fish and chips with mayo, really. Rembrandts. A sausage party. Check something really quick. I need to check and see what happens with this coat.
Okay.
Hey, baby, how are you? Let me see you. I need you as model.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It folds. Forgot it folds. I got you. It folds. I drew it wrong. I don't even think y'all can see what I'm doing. And I apologize, but at least I'm streaming. Let me see if I can see it on my phone. No, I cannot. That's okay. There's actual... Son of a bitch. There's actual form in the coat here. I promise. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Okay, this comes in. That, and then that's going to come out, and then that comes in like that. Okay, that's how we do. That's how we do. That's how we do. Okay, pull the paint. Okay, that's actually not bad. What time is it? I have to run. I have to get going. We're going to keep the stream on as I clean, but I did get a lot of solid work done. Yeah, it looks good. I just need to clean this up. Be good once the background gets in. That needs some work. Soften that. I need to keep on painting the ear, so I'll have to probably come in again tomorrow. Get this thing done. It's good. Same age group. I don't know how to do it with these clowns. Lottie. So oh yeah, I read that. Just translated it. Oh boy, how old are you, Curry? 24. You 20. We're not that far. Tagging is 19. I'm 19. How are you that good? See, Jeff? See? You're doing good. Nice to see they're all around the same age. I'm not still a long way to go. What time? It's time for you to buy a watch. Good job, Lewis. We'll miss you, old Moody. Yeah, I'm 19. I'm totally 19. Sorry, maestro. Nah, well, I'll keep the stream on as I clean the brushes, as I always do. But I do have to start heading out. I went over a little bit here, but guys, we got some good work done. We got good work done. We got more. Look, this thing, once it's nice and like varnished, it's going to be so awesome. I mean, the overall effect. I think, see, this face is just flat to me right now. I mean, flat. But I swear I've painted more for me. The ear I need to work on, but I'll fix that. Made progress. I have a direction for it now, at least. Made the mistake of copying what was up there, which didn't make any sense to me. Blindly copying even though I say not to. All right, okay. Well, guys, look. This was hard for me today because this is like the part of the portrait where you're pushing, and it's the part where it requires a lot of focus, and I still managed to stream and talk to y'all. So even though there's been like dips in the conversation from my end, but I really did want to stream, and I wanted to stream yesterday. Like I said, I needed to get my head in it. I don't know if I'm going to stream it tomorrow or not. I really want to, but oh, what I did do yesterday, I did record. I still recorded. So what I want to do is put this into a video and maybe have some skits in there, maybe. But man, I'm so far behind in everything. That's the problem that I'm having. But I need to get those videos rolling, like that type of stuff. I have videos going, but that type of stuff. I want to do the helpful videos of like actual technique and projects with humor in them, like I was doing before. I don't want to give that up. I haven't had the time to get this stuff done. Oh man. Tagging's been around, but he's at the university right now, so he hasn't been around that much. 16, let's keep it rated R in here, people. I mean, PG-13. Jaws 15, don't let him fool you. Tagging is dead, probably. No idea. Tagging must be busy as always. He is. It's always another but for chairs, and we need the skits back. Do you like the skits, Shikari? You've seen them, right? Like the rolls and all that crap with the wigs. Do you want that stuff? I'll take feedback from y'all. I need feedback. If y'all, listen, if I'm very susceptible to peer pressure, which is probably a good thing that I live a life of a hermit, essentially, which that's not good. I don't recommend it, but it is good in the sense that when I'm around my friends, I become the lowest version of myself because if they dare me to do something, I'm going to do it. Do you want me to be doing skits? Because if y'all say so, it will motivate me to get this stuff done. I know when is the names. I know when is the names are different. Very bad. The names aren't that bad. Lewis, my 4-year-old likes seeing your alter egos hitting the wall and injuring himself. Okay, that's good feedback. I just can't see everyone needs to write their Twitch tag now or they will get banned. Skits back. You want the skits back, Jeff? You missed this, baby? Ha. Okay. I'm the only one who prefers a stream over a video. Is either or. I know I talked with Tagging today. He's busy doing 3 paintings at the same time. Skits are good. Okay. Mullet baby is needed. Okay. Show her. All right. We'll get the skits back. That's the motivation I need. It is. It is the motivation I need. I'll come up with something. I'll start the process of me brainstorming and coming up with some really stupid ideas, because that's where it all comes from. You gotta have them. Oh my gosh. I got the jacket done. Jacket is done. I'm gonna leave it there. It's not bad. Poor dad has been sitting there. I've sat him for too long. Hey, I exercise him. I take care of him. I'll take care of him tonight. Poor guy has to sit. Any chance the shaved head model will come back? She quit modeling. She said she's not modeling anymore, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we need to find new models. That's what I'm saying. We need more.
Oh, baby. I'll get you up. I'll get you up. I'll get you up, boy. Give me a kiss.
Give me that.
No, give me a kiss. Oh, I got you, baby.
Uh-oh, where's the earbud? Do you have the earbud? Where'd it go? What? There it is. Thanks.
Yeah, boy.
High five. High five. That's it, baby. Keep 'em moving. Active. Yes. We need mullet baby back. We need skits. Fine. Is it time to don the wigs again? Is it that time? It must be that time. It must be that time. It must be. I don't know why she quit. It's not that she quit us specifically. I think she just said she's not modeling anymore. I didn't ask what it was. It sucks though. I really liked her. Like she's really cool. She's really cool. Yeah, I hope she's doing good. I don't know. But it's kind of like, what am I going to do? And Sarah quit modeling. So those are like my 2 best models right there. So, you know, read this, Lewis. She married a rich man and ran off to the Cayman Islands. Imagining holding pose for hours every day doesn't sound too comfortable. Yeah, but that's not all she did. Él se enfrascó tanto en su lectura que se la pasaban las noches leyendo de claro en claro y los días de turbio en turbio y así del poco dormir y del mucho leer se lo secó el cerebro. De manera que vino a perder el juicio. Juicio? Yeah, she's done. This is one of my favorite lines of Spanish literature. There's the one who said that then. You were reading it with Italian accent. Yeah. I guess that's what I do. Sure.
Que les pasen las noches leyendo de claro en claro y los días de turbo en turbio y así del poco dormir y del mucho leer se le seco el cerebro.
Is that it? Is that better? You wanted I read it like I hear the Mexicans talking here. One trick to reading a foreign language, if you say it loudly, people understand better. You sound like a drunk uncle. Hey! Man, that's how they sound. I'll speak Spanish. At least you sound like something. It'd be hard to sound like nothing. All right. So let's just see. That line is very elegant, by the way. Only read by kings in the time. So I did it justice. That's what I'm hearing. I butchered that, I know. I butchered it. It's okay. Whoop. Huh. Is that rain? No, it's somebody walking. Can you do the... No, I don't think I can. Arriba! I can't do that. I don't think I can. Didn't kings back then have herpes? Grazie Mario. Il tuo lavoro è un grande ispirazione per molti. How you can stream and paint is a mystery. Yeah, it is a mystery. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Benedizione a te anche, amico mio. And Papa and my dad, thank you very much. A presto, amico. Zio Mario. Uncle Mario. Bye to all, he says. Mario, ci si vede, amico mio. Amico mio. Another buttful chair. I remember in college a German bombshell was telling how to pronounce her name. I kept pretending I couldn't say it right. She kept on talking to me and telling me how to correct. Pretty good. Good move. Good move. Pizza, pizza, pizza. All right, guys. That's it. Stream's ending, but y'all are awesome. Thanks for being here. Lottie, we got the Lottie back. And we made her moderator, which is probably not a good thing, but I specialize in bad decisions. And it makes it interesting. So you guys are awesome. I'll try to stream again this week. I don't know if I am, obviously, because of this pain. It's very difficult work. We'll see if I can. But if not, I will see you guys when I stream next, which will be like next week if I don't stream this week. This is just a weird one because I'm like closing it out and stuff. And so this is a little bit tricky for me to do. So I have to make up a lot of stuff. Very difficult work. But it's, it's coming along. It's looking good. Actually, I don't like the way I do that. I can fix that later. Lots else, yeah.